Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It's a big week for Marquette University during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. During this week, we will highlight the many full tuition scholarship opportunities they offer and tell you why your student should apply to attend Marquette University. When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected with something greater. Marquette University. Be the difference. Visit marquette.edu to apply and find more information on their scholarships.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do the wiggles.
The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place.
I'm working in the morning and I was listening back on the Truth app.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth. Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A budget amendment would provide the Milwaukee Fire Department with an additional $8 million in funding to address its aging fleet of vehicles. It was approved by the Common Council's Finance and Personnel Committee, which would allow the department to purchase 5 new engines and 3 new ladder trucks. According to the Milwaukee Fire officials, 13 of its engines and ladder trucks don't meet standards set by the National Fire Protection Association. The amendment now heads to the full Common Council for consideration on Budget Adoption Day this Friday. A memorial is complete at Warnemart Park in Cudahy, where Milwaukee College student Stade Robinson was murdered and dismembered after a first date. Sheena Scarborough unveils a new bench with a picture of her daughter on a bright pink plaque.
A lot of the logistics, throughout the trial, throughout grief, never really got a funeral from a baby.
After the ceremony, Scarborough handed out 2 surprise scholarships to youth who have made positive contributions to the Milwaukee community. Maxwell Anderson, the Milwaukee man convicted of killing Robinson, is serving life in prison for her murder. Demolition of Northridge Mall is finally complete, opening the door for new business development. In Germantown, leaders are planning the future of a 20-acre site in the heart of the village, seeking community input. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons says this.
Basically, they're trying to see what is it that the community would like to take this land, which is mainly city-owned properties, to be a more catalytic sort of thing. So the push is going to extend into next year. The first step is basically hiring consultants to figure out what is the best use of that property.
Northridge Mall was abandoned in 2003 and now is being rebranded as Granville Station. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Yes, I am live and in living color if you stream and watch us live on YouTube. And at 1017thetruth.com, just make sure you go there, scroll down to watch live. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never, ever, ever, ever miss a show. I feel like I ain't been here for a month. Yep. I missed you all. Did you miss me? I just heard a resounding chorus of no. Wow. Wow. Zach was like, yeah, whatever.
Because I was about to be quick to hit the hell no.
Wow. And of all the people, Sherwin Hughes, of all the people, I tell you. Hey, Kwanda, how are you? Study hall is in full effect. Good afternoon. That one guy everyone knows. I don't know you. Mari, are you male or female? I can't see because your picture is so small that I can't tell. Hey, Willie. So what's going on? Did I miss anything? So who won Gruber, y'all? Hit me in the 833-212-1017 is the number, or the YouTube chat. Tell me who won Gruber, because I wasn't here. And nobody called me and told me. It was like, hey, Dr. Ken, so-and-so won. It was like, man, you gone. Bye. So I felt some kind of way about it, you know. I'm like, okay. All right, that's how y'all do me. That's how y'all do me. So, you know what happens when I take a day off. First of all, we're going to have some open lines today. We got some stuff we want to talk about, things I want to share with you. I was doing a lot of thinking, though. I didn't tell anybody. My mother's birthday was last October 27th, Monday. And whenever it's one of my, my father was born in March. So whenever it's one of their birthdays, I can never say the word right. Contemplative or I contemplate a lot. I think about life. I think about the past. I think about history. I think about memories and all that stuff. And so I used to always think it, and I've said it on here before. My father was an alcoholic, and he died from alcoholism. And I used to wonder what drove my father to drink. And so over the weekend, I went to a couple of sessions and seminars on different things and listened to some people talk, a group of black people talking about life and about voting and about all those things that affect our community. And one of the things he did is he had everybody raise their hand. He said, who in here was born before 1965? You know, and a whole group of people raised their hand. I know some of y'all didn't because y'all young as, you know, the wind. That made no sense. But anyway, I know, it made no sense. Zach looked at me like, whoa, what? That was dumb. But I thought about it, and he started to check some things. He said, you realize that when you were born, on the day you were born, if you were born prior to 1965, you did not have access to the GI Bill if you were a black soldier. So you could have been in World War I, World War II, the Korean conflict. And when you came back home, all the white soldiers got college and school paid for. You didn't get access to it at all. And I started thinking about some of the things that would have driven a black man to drink. And I thought, yeah, that would have done it if I could give years and quite possibly give my life for a country that won't even help pay for me to go to school. But then I started to wonder, why did my mother push us so much to go to school? Just much like my grandmother did. Because she wanted us to be educated. And so when I was born, I realized, you know, over time, you're going to become educated and you're going to be over a certain age and you can vote. Because at the time I was born, literally, black people could not vote. And so some people will technically say, well, technically you could. I said, no, technically you could, but then they put in poll tax and all sorts of things. But then I started thinking about why my grandmother was so adamant that we have a family house that any family member could live in, right? And so she said she had X amount of children, and X amount of children, you know, you can pick a year or two, and if you need it, you can live here, pay nominal rent, and be done. But I remember in 1965, most black people could not buy a house, could not live where, when, and how they wanted to. And so now I started listening to people over the weekend, and I was always adamant about education and about, you know, get your 4-year degree and blah, 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 blah. You know, go get a 2-year degree, then go get a 4-year degree. And what's happening is people are going to get their certifications in 2-year degrees, and they're not going to get their 4-year degrees. And what that does is that causes other people, right? Because I was listening to, what was it, Fox News today? I was flipping through channels because, you know, I got Sirius XM, so I just go from, you know, CNN to MSNBC to Fox to, I'm trying to remember the number range, and I just kind of go through and do about 30 minutes on each one. And a young lady on Fox News said, if you're not going to go to school to be a lawyer or a medical doctor or an engineer, there's no need for you to go get a 4-year degree. And I thought to myself, that's a lie from the pit of hell. And then it clicked. What you should do is go get your 4-year degree and then your 2-year degree, because that's the only way you're really going to be in leadership, because they're going to use that degree as a reason why you can't get promoted. Get the 4-year degree first for your intellect. Get a 2-year degree where you can use your hands, and it increases lifelong employment. You could start a business, work for somebody. With AI changing everything, 5 years from now, all the jobs won't be there anyway. They'll be different. You'll have a job. It'll be a robust job market. You just won't be able to get the job that you might think you're going to get now. Because there's a lot of things ChatGPT and other AI bots cannot do. And we'll talk about that a little later. Because a lack of a 4-year degree is going to do one thing. And I try not to make guarantees, but it can almost guarantee that you will create and become a part of a permanent underclass. Less pay, always working, union scale, and then a job where you're never, ever in leadership. And so what's causing this is that youth struggle today because they have great imagination. You know, we were talking about that last week, DJ Brother Z, how today people just sample things. And he used to always wonder, why do they sample? And I realized it's imagination without memory. The younger you are, the less important historical things are to you, so you don't really think about it. Sometimes until it's too late. And you can only do that if you have education and are able to work with your hands. That is privilege. Black privilege, but privilege nonetheless. So the only thing I can help you with today is to don't disrespect the price of privilege. If you knew what people paid for it, you would never treat it so badly.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5,000!
What would you do with $5,000?
That's sweet for a couple months.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes.
That just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
I got money now.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe some are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer.
June 2022, Southeast Wisconsin. A distracted driver killed 3 people, and in that single moment, it affected many more. The grandmother.
And my heart sank. Their lives are forever lost.
Pastor.
That was the most difficult day of my entire ministry.
Sister.
I lost my best friend.
Distracted driving affects everyone. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here we go. Can you make it dance? Yeah. Can you make it dance? Yeah. Can you make it dance?
You can listen to Truth in the Afternoon while you're dancing. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mari Miles said, I am a male. Okay, thanks. So that's you. All right. Because I guess Google just decided to put whatever your email or handle or whatever you use. That's weird. That's weird. Anyway. Hey, what's up, SE? How's it going? Y'all hanging in today? I'm tired. It took me a while to get back home. I'm tired. I'm ready to go sleep. You ready to go sleep? There you go. I'm going home now. 18 minutes of a show. We just going to repeat Dr. Ken's truth over and over and over for each segment. So that'll be 8. That's 7 more times. That'll be 7 more times you'll hear the same thing over and over.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
And then you go to commercial. So, you know. So we're getting SNAP, y'all, believe it or not. SNAP is coming. Trump administration says SNAP will be partially funded. They gonna get a little bit of loot. They gonna get some. I mean, you know, $196 average. It's like $3 a day or something. Well, no, let's find out. So if you get $196 a month on average, and let's say a month is 30 days, that's $6.54 a day. Yeah. If you lose SNAP, you could probably, well, if I was growing up, I'd say pick up some pop bottles and turn them in and get the deposit, and you can make more money. But you might want to like go get a part-time job at Walmart. Notice I didn't say Target, I said Walmart. That's what I would do. I would just go get something at Walmart and call it a day. Work a few months, wait for this nonsense to be over. The Trump administration said today that it will partially fund SNAP after a pair of judges' rulings required it to keep the food and aid program going. U.S. Department of Agriculture had planned to freeze payments starting November 1st, last Saturday, because it said it can no longer keep funding due to the shutdown. The program serves about 1 in 8 Americans and is a major piece of the nation's social safety net. It costs about $8 billion a month. That's a lot. $8 billion a month. But how many people? So I'd have to divide 367 million people by 8 and then divide that into the 8 billion. Anyway, it's not clear how much beneficiaries will receive. No kidding. Okay. The process of loading SNAP cards, which involves steps by state and federal government agencies and vendors, can take up to 2 weeks. And like they said, the average is about $190. So I don't know. At some point, we're going to have to fix it because people are eating. And everybody's arguing back and forth. Well, it's poor black people that are getting it. It's poor rural white people that are getting it. And I think I heard on Sherwin's show this morning, he was throwing out some statistics where, like 90% goes to rural, and in most cities, it's about 70. I don't even know if that matters. I think if you're hungry, this is me, I think if you're hungry, you should probably get some food. You should probably get SNAP. I'm just saying. That's what I think. That's what I think. So, is this going to be important? I don't know. I think they're going to wait till the election tomorrow, and depending on how it shakes out, then they'll come back to the table and say, okay, we'll side, and we'll get the votes, and we'll pass it. Was today, I think today was the equivalent of the longest streak we've had, and that soon we'll break it, or it'll be the longest break, and they'll say the Republicans had the longest break, the Democrats had the long. It'll just, it's ridiculous. I think so. I think it's ridiculous. Your thoughts? 833-212-1017. Should we fund SNAP? Like, should there be some programs that are off the table, like SNAP? I think it should be off the table. Somebody in the YouTube chat said, "What's with the suit?" So I can't wear a shirt and tie, or you just feeling self-conscious because you dress like a bum? Damn. Woo. 2 days away from the longest streak. Okay. All right. So we'll see. Well, we shall see. I think there's some things that are sacrosanct that should not be canceled. And I think SNAP, WIC, right? But then the question is, what is partial funding going to do for people who need the most? So if you use all of your average $190, and some people get more, some people get less, but if you use it and now you're only getting half, and prices are going up, is that really going to help you? Like at all? Will that help? And if you're on SNAP, give me a call. I want to know how it's going. I mean, technically, it's only been a couple weeks. And would you have gotten a SNAP payment on November 1st, or did it just stop on November 1st? Because a lot of things stopped on November 1st. You had like a 30-day buffer because you get paid in arrears, right? So you have to work and then get paid, work and then get paid. But then if you don't work or there's no funding for it, do you still go to work? I saw some TSA agents this weekend, and they looked fine, but they had also just gotten paid at the end of the month. In about 2 weeks, I don't know if we're going to be seeing them smiling like they usually do. A lot of them were quiet. Usually TSA agent, well, good morning, how are you? Thank you, Mr. Harris. You'll have a great day. Trying to sound like Sherwin. Now it's like, thank you. And so I looked at him, and I said, hey, thank you for coming to work today. He looked at me and went, man. I was like, what? Like, that's it? Melody said, we look like a heartless country when food is a bargaining chip. Food, both parties show their colors with this one. Kids won't forget. Sad. Well, first of all, I can safely tell you most people that get SNAP are not going to go without food. Governor Evers just declared a state of emergency. I'm really not understanding why. And SNAP goes to the state pays you. So I'm like, I don't really understand what he's doing. So watch this. You ready? Remember all that money you gave to the educators and school districts for nonsense? Pay for food. Because you still got COVID funds sitting there. Use them. See, that's the problem. You want everybody else to pay for stuff for free. But who's supposed to pay for it? Taxpayers. So who's helping us? And so that's the key. You have to help yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be hurting. Like the folks that got to sign up for Affordable Care Act. When we come back, we're going to look at how much those premiums will go up. Because now, we're in it. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here is Debbie Lazica.
Trouble on 894 southbound. The ramp to get onto the Rock Freeway in the hail from southbound 894 is closed right now because of a crash. It's happened right in the beginning of that where you veer off to get onto the Rock. Unfortunately, that is going to be there, and that is also going to cause some big headaches. We got delays all the way down from Greenfield Avenue. On southbound 41, we've got delays right past Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Northbound side's backing up just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh, and again heading up from Capitol Drive to past Hampton. We've also got westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. A couple other pockets of heavy traffic heading into Waukesha County. Eastbound slowing down from Barker Road to Calhoun, and again from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP, or calling 414-286-8620.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened, and we know things happen, and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers lose their 3-game winning streak against the Carolina Panthers in Lambeau on Sunday. Quarterback Jordan Love on his interception late in the third quarter.
They were playing quarters to the side Christian was on, and we had a play dialed up. I wanted to try and throw one past him. The backside safety was playing cloud, and I didn't see him. He was able to push over. We didn't have anybody holding him backside, so he was able to push over and pretty much let the punt return. It's a bad decision.
The Packers lose 16-13. Now they face the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, on Monday Night Football next week. The Bucs are heading to Indiana as the rivalry continues with the Bucs and Pacers. That game begins tonight at 6 p.m. The Dodgers win the World Series in a fantastic Game 7 that went 11 innings. Now we wait until spring baseball for the Brewers' return. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We wanted to show you the real-world impact over what lawmakers here in D.C. are fighting over when it comes to the government shutdown. It all comes down to expanded tax credits in the Affordable Care Act and what happens when they expire. Our Get the Facts data team built an interactive tool so you can see for yourself how annual premiums may change based on your income and household size. The analysis looks at benchmark plans, the second lowest cost silver plan available in each marketplace. People who choose more expensive plans may pay even more. For example, a one-person household earning $40,000 a year, if the tax credits expire, the maximum they'd pay for coverage could jump from $1,700 to $3,400 a year. A two-person household earning roughly $60,800 would see costs rise from about $3,300 to nearly $5,800. And for a family of four making nearly $72,000, the cap could increase from $2,100 to more than $5,300 a year. Jean Lambrew, who helped write the original Affordable Care Act, says it may be too late to undo the increases.
We are already too late to fully undo some of the premium increases for next year. There were rule changes that went into effect. The premiums for next year are locked in.
Open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act begins November 1st. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office is estimating that more than 2 million Americans could lose their health care coverage if these tax credits expire. At the White House, I'm Christopher Salas.
That was from ABC News and WISN.com. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? The marketplace opened on Saturday, and the price is too high. So we got no food. You can't pay for health care. In budget negotiations, Democrats were aiming to extend the expanded subsidies set to expire at the end of 2025, while Republicans have emphasized reopening the government before beginning health care talks. Insurers are charging an average of 26% more in 2026. That's according to analysis from KFF on healthcare.gov. Pricing opened last Tuesday ahead of open enrollment. And if the tax credits expire, you're talking double. You're talking in some 114% increase. Who can afford that? We're going to have people in Milwaukee that are not going to be able to get health care or food. Think about that. Enrollment has doubled since the passage of the act in 2021. That's when they first expanded tax credits. Now, some of these enrollees live in states where President Donald Trump won in 2024. And so at some point, it's going to start to hurt. At some point, you're not going to have the ability to pay for health care. And that's just the cost of the premium. That's not the, 20% you got to pay. That's not the additional amount of money you're going to have to put out for prescription and medical devices and all sorts of things. And if we keep this closed, it's going to hurt. Young Money said Trump is having parties for the rich while telling Republicans not to do anything about SNAP. Well, they're trying to do something about SNAP. They're just trying to open it without extending health care for, extending the increase on ACA. What they need to be talking about is what reform are you going to bring to ACA, and nobody's doing that. Republicans aren't doing it, and neither are Democrats. They just want what they want. And Democrats are using it to make sure they make people mad enough to vote tomorrow so they can get more seats in Congress. And while you have both parties doing dumb things, both of them, with these congressional seats and all that other idiocy, they're going to start trying to say we have more people in the House of Representatives, therefore we can, change all the laws. But the problem is the president has to sign it. They're going to have to make it veto-proof, right? They're going to have to make it veto-proof so the president can't veto it. Does that make sense? But they're going to have to sit down. They're going to have to sit down. And fix it. And Young Money said the current shutdown could be costing the U.S. economy up to $15 billion a day. Well, it's not going to cost the economy $15 billion. It's going to cost the federal government. But here's the kicker. All that money gets paid back, and it's significantly more than $15 billion a day to run the government. It's a pretty penny. It's a pretty penny. You are absolutely right. It's a pretty penny. I looked up the amount last week, and I don't know if it was that or more or less, but I don't know if when you talk $15 billion a day and you got a $34 trillion economy, debt, that $15 billion might be for a month. I don't know. But we'll see. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
I want to say good evening and happy Monday to you and your staff. I think, with SNAP, the goal of SNAP is to get off of it so nobody has control over when you should or shouldn't eat.
Right.
And since they want to cut off the health care, hopefully they will have a plan, or maybe since they want to cut out health care, maybe they should lead by example by stopping their health care, and let's see how many people will be alive.
Well, they're not cutting off health care. They just go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Well, if they want to make it all about profit, because
who's
if
making
you want
it
to
about
make
profit?
it all
who?
Well, I'm just talking about whoever want to vote to take health care away, or get rid of the Affordable Care Act. But my thing is, what is the plan? Nobody is presenting the plan. So if they can't present a plan, maybe they can start by being the example of it.
I think both of them deserve to not get health care as long as nobody else has health care on Affordable Care Act. At some point, I don't necessarily like Affordable Care Act because it's set up bad and it's too expensive for people. But you can't keep paying subsidies for people too, because that's just free health care.
I understand, but I was just, but if the people who's voting for it to be taken away, I don't think too many of them will be around in the next month or two, considering as many health issues they got. But if you lead by example, maybe people will understand your point. That's all. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I get it. It's gonna run its course. We've done this before. Democrats have done it. Republicans have done it. Whoever the president is, they blame the other party. It's the same stuff. But here's the kicker. Nothing changed since the last time we had a government shutdown. No one has come in Because everybody talks about it's a political nightmare, it's a political football, it's a political whatever. And somebody's going to get mad at me. Well, you know what? That's why we need term limits. And if we had term limits, you would just come in, you would serve Wisconsin, you would serve the city of Milwaukee, and then you leave. That way there's no pressure for you to do something that needs to be done that somebody might get mad at, or half your constituency doesn't like it. Well, there's nothing they can do because you're leaving anyway. But that's just me. 833-212-1017 is the number. A couple things I want to tell you before I go to break. The award-winning 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Panther basketball from UWM. The Panthers look to start the season off right tonight. They will play the Hampton University Pirates at UWM Panther Arena. Scott Warres has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and Panther Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock, so make sure you hang around. We got some more Tori Lowe show coming up. And then Milwaukee Panther basketball. Hey, I want to remind you the Truth Summit is coming up. You still need to go to 1017truthsummit.com, 1017truthsummit.com. Sign up. Reserve your spot. It's absolutely free. Presented by 1MKE, hosted by 1017 The Truth and Good Karma Brands. That's Saturday, November 15th at Thrive on King. 2153 North Rim, Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in Milwaukee. Doors open at 9:30. You get to come in. We got the Truth hosts coming. We're going to talk about them. I'm gonna chop them up a little bit. And then we've got healthcare. We're going to be talking about healthcare with Dr. Mark Kennedy, gastroenterologist and transplant hepatology from Aurora Healthcare. That's Advocate Health. We've also got from Milwaukee Health Services, Dr. Tito Izzard. He's going to be coming in. We're going to be talking about health in Milwaukee. Black men, black women, health, the things you need to do, things they're seeing in our community, and what we need to do. Now, it's not going to be a political thing, so we're not going to be talking about Trump. We're not going to be talking about Governor Evers. We're going to be talking about you, and that's why you need to be there. So if you have any questions, if you want to be there to ask your question, you can. It will be live. It will not be aired, so you got to be there. We've also got From High Chair to Higher Education, rebuilding Milwaukee's educational pipeline. We've got 3 people I think are probably the most dynamic school superintendents from 3 school districts, 2 suburban, 1 MPS, with Dr. Brenda Caselius, Dr. Terrence Robinson, superintendent of West Dallas, West Milwaukee School District, and Dr. Devon Means from Wauwatosa School District. We're going to be talking about educating our own. How do we build them up? How do we make sure they're prepared to go to college? Get a 4-year degree, go back to MATC, get a 2-year degree, and go rock the world. So you don't want to miss it. We're going to have open dialogue. We're going to have collaboration, but we're going to come up with some ideas. What are the things we need to do today? So when you leave there, you'll be able to actually put into practice and think about some of the things they said. So make sure you're there. 1017 Truth Summit, 1017truthsummit.com. Sign up, be there, or be square. 833-212-1017 is the number. We come back. We got G, we got the caller, we got talking text line, we got YouTube chat. I am overflowing. It's great to be here. 46 minutes after the hour.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe songs are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you're so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Grooving with new flavor.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Currently it's 57 degrees. It's getting a little dark outside. Low tonight is 39 degrees. I don't know what I'm going to do. G, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you this afternoon?
Hey, how are you, Dr. Ken? Thanks for taking my call. This topic really kind of frustrates me. With opinions out there, and as far as the healthcare in our country, I think it should be a right to have healthcare. And I know the Affordable Care Act is not a perfect system, but my question to you is, where is the Republican plan? Where is Donald Trump's plan? Remember, he said he had a concept of a plan. He's going to do it, and you know that's not true. The Republicans basically like to take away. They don't like to have anything, and giving $40 billion to Venezuela and things of that nature. I just think that I know it's not a perfect plan, but where is the Republicans' plan for health care? I'd like to ask you.
I don't know.
They don't have one.
Well, I'm not here to argue whether or not they have one or not. I think the government needs to get moving, and they need to work on it. Affordable Care Act is a terrible plan for the people that have it and the people that are paying for it. It's a plan that can't sustain itself, and it doesn't work, and it needs reforms. And the Democratic Party had an opportunity to fix it, and they didn't. They subsidized it. I'm not arguing. I'm not fighting about Democrat versus Republican. That's what we got. That's how we got what we got. In the end, Neither party has a plan.
Well, the Affordable Care Act is a plan.
It's
how
not
many
a
millions
plan.
of people
Listen to what
sign?
I'm saying. It's a law. We already
Right.
got it, so we can't argue about
Right.
something we already have. Neither of them has a plan on how to fix it. It needs to be fixed.
But they're trying to dismantle it, right?
I don't think they're trying to reform it.
They're not trying to reform it.
If you ask me a question, don't correct me on my question. That's what I believe. I understand what you believe. I got it. But don't fight everything I say when you ask me the question.
I understand, but where's the reforms?
That's my point.
That you said
they need to reform it. That's what I said.
Oh, you're saying that? Okay, I got you. I thought you said they're trying to reform it.
Everybody's trying to reform it. Democrats are trying to reform it, but in the meantime, they want it extended beyond December. Well, no party in their right mind is going to let the other party extend something with trillions of dollars without getting something for it. So really what they're doing is they're doing what Republicans did. They're asking for something, but they're not offering anything. They just want what they want. Well, that's not how politics works. Politics is I give you this, you give me that. Let's start horse trading. Nobody wants to trade because Democrats want Americans to be in bad shape enough so that when they vote all Democrat. Well, then what? Okay. But meanwhile, they're the only ones that win. Democrat and Republican, they're the only ones that have health care right now. Democrats and Republicans, and they're getting paid. So I'm like, if you really want to hurt, if you're going to shut down the government, don't pay nobody. Make everybody hurt, and then they'll fix it. But they have
that's
no
the way
incentive.
it should be. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Absolutely,
yeah.
You're absolutely
right. Of course, they're not going to. Of course they're not going to do that because they're a bunch of cowards. I think because they got health care, they're getting paychecks, while a lot of millions of people aren't getting paychecks. So.
If we're going to fix anything in government, we need to fix how you can go in making $174,000 a year and leave 6 years later as a senator as a millionaire. I want to figure out how to do that.
Exactly.
I want to figure out how to do that because that's a magic potion that investing in the stock market can never do for you. But
right. Okay, I'm going to hang up and listen. Thanks.
All right, take care, brother. 833-212-1017 is the number. The caller, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Well, a bad program that has saved millions of lives is better than a concept of a plan that a man who has the opportunity, even though politics, as you stated, maybe should not work in the way that it's not working right now since he's been around. But
I wouldn't say it saved lives. We don't know whether or not it saved lives. So you just making stuff up now.
Twice as many African Americans have health care, and some who had cancer, some who had pre-existing conditions will be kicked off of their health care. That means death. Fact. But $5 billion would really help to feed the American. $5 billion would help to feed the American people that he's refusing to release. So, which is unconstitutional. So
say that again.
This is very
time out.
$5 billion. $5 billion will feed the American people, and this is a man who has no problem with going against what federal judges tell him to do, and he's a person who is lawless. So we should expect lawlessness from this Confederate takeover that we're experiencing.
Okay.
And so this is what a lot of the people who are going to be suffering in rural areas, and this is the white-on-white crime that I talk about when I call your show many times, because there's about 70% of these funds is going to people who voted for him, and some people in our community who decided to sit and not vote at all when there was somebody who would not hold veterans. Children's.
You got about 20 seconds.
And many of our elderly who worked all their lives to have food benefits and medical benefits, they wouldn't be held hostage by anybody but him, including previous Republicans, because he's neither a Republican or a Democrat. He's a dictator, like you said.
Thank you much. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We got Top 5 at 5 and Millicent and you up next.
come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A budget amendment would provide the Milwaukee Fire Department with an additional $8 million in funding to address its aging fleet of vehicles. It was approved by the Common Council's Finance and Personnel Committee, which would allow the department to purchase 5 new engines and 3 new ladder trucks. According to the Milwaukee Fire officials, 13 of its engines and ladder trucks don't meet standards set by the National Fire Protection Association. The amendment now heads to the full Common Council for consideration on Budget Adoption Day this Friday. A memorial is complete at Warnemart Park in Cudahy, where Milwaukee College student Stade Robinson was murdered and dismembered after a first date. Sheena Scarborough unveils a new bench with a picture of her daughter on a bright pink plaque.
A lot of the logistics, throughout the trial, throughout grief, I never really got a funeral from a baby.
After the ceremony, Scarborough handed out 2 surprise scholarships to youth who have made positive contributions to the Milwaukee community. Maxwell Anderson, the Milwaukee man convicted of killing Robinson, is serving life in prison for her murder. Demolition of Northridge Mall is finally complete, opening the door for new business development. In Germantown, leaders are planning the future of a 20-acre site in the heart of the village, seeking community input. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons says this.
Basically, they're trying to see what is it that the community would like to take this land, which is mainly city-owned
properties to be a more catalytic sort of thing. So the push is going to extend into next year. The first step is basically hiring consultants to figure out what is the best use of that property.
Northridge Mall was abandoned in 2003 and now is being rebranded as Granville Station. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Millicent, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, how is everything? Listen, you said, with the Affordable Care Act, it doesn't work. And it's not a good plan. But we had no plan before this. When Obama came up with this plan, this was a plan to try to get black people insurance. I don't think people are understanding
Affordable Care Act is for everybody. It wasn't just created for black people.
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't just created for us, but we were the low man on the totem pole.
What does that mean?
We were the ones getting the worst health care. That means that you had people here who hadn't been to the doctor in 30, 40 years.
And why is that?
Because they had no insurance.
I'm not arguing your point. Okay. All right.
They had no insurance.
Okay.
So this was a way to give people insurance, and yes, we are subsidizing it. But I don't feel that that's not a good way. Like you said something to the effect of that's not a good idea to subsidize it. But we subsidize people to go to schools that they really can't afford.
Okay.
That's why we have this open enrollment. We subsidize that isn't as critical as health care. We subsidize feeding people. Let me finish. We subsidize feeding people. We subsidize people living, getting Section 8. So why wouldn't we subsidize health care if that's what we need in society?
Because what I said is I don't want to subsidize it in the way that they're doing it. It doesn't make any sense because it's going to go the same way. They subsidize it the same way they do Social Security. People pay into the system, and they help pay for people who are coming out of the system. So what happens is the people that are paying for the people that are joining after them. So you can only really pay for it.
Are you sure?
Why don't you let me finish? You didn't want me to cut you off, and I didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's set up the same way as Social Security. That doesn't make any sense to me because eventually somebody's going to have to carry that load. So what they did is they subsidized it. They said the government will pay a portion of it, right? But part of the issue is that when the government doesn't subsidize it, the premiums go up, just like they just did, 114%. And every time health care goes up, you end up paying more. That's what I'm talking about. It needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Where
and
it works. I'm
incorrect.
not done yet. Let me finish, Miss Millicent.
Okay. Let you finish it. Okay, go ahead.
So at some point, if it's going to fail, eventually, we can't go through life saying, as long as it didn't fail on me, it's okay. We need to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But, one, it's not subsidized like Social Security. ACA is subsidized only for your premium. Let me give you the example.
No. I'm well aware of that. I don't care how. It's still subsidized.
But it's not done like Social Security, though. Yes, we do. But we subsidize everything else.
Who pays for Social Security?
Social Security initially was started for people to pay for themselves.
I'm talking about today.
But it got too big.
Exactly.
Today,
so you don't think Affordable Care is going to get too big?
I think Affordable Care Act is something that is not a subsidy in the way Social Security is. And what I mean by that is you cannot pay anything into ACA and still get it. It's not like Social Security where it's automatically taken. There are some people
but the hardest part is the premium.
And
but the most expensive part is the premium. And that's what we're subsidizing.
Even without ACA, the premiums would be high.
Sure.
Even if we didn't subsidize it, it would still be high.
So what do you? So if we don't have ACA, what do we do? So if we don't have ACA, what do we do? Why are we having a problem fixing ACA? Why is there a problem fixing it? I don't understand.
Because someone had the bright idea to call it Obamacare.
Who cares about that? That's irrelevant. Answer my question. What can we do? What needs to be done to fix it? What do we do to fix it?
What needs to be done to fix it is we have to first open it back up and subsidize it the way we were, and then possibly talk to insurance companies and figure out why premiums are so high.
We already know why premiums are so high. We already know.
Why?
Because we use health care as a middleman, and the only people that make money are the insurance companies. It's the same in the private sector.
It is so high.
It's the same in the private sector. You pay too much. You think you're getting a break when, in fact, your company is subsidizing your premium instead of the federal government. But yet, the only people that get rich are medical doctors and insurance companies, and they still turn down people who need help. So it's no different.
And the thing is, but what I'm saying is, if we do not have health care in some type of form that is subsidized, people will not be able to go to the doctor.
And I don't think that's true. I think that we can come up with something that is affordable, that people can direct pay, and it'll bring the cost down just like it has with other things. But for some reason, we just have an issue with that, and I don't understand why.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say this, that Affordable Care Act, you said it didn't. You asked the guy, why did he say it saved lives? I was working at Freighter at the time, and one thing I noticed when the Affordable Care Act became prevalent, I saw people who told me I hadn't been to a doctor in 20 years because I did not have insurance. So when they came in, we caught those tumors.
Sure.
We were able to bring their diabetes down. So, yes, it did save lives, and it was for everyone, but I think black people were at the lower end, and we were the ones that I think benefited the most from it. You see more of getting a prostate check than you ever did. So I think that was a savior. I'm not saying that it's perfect. It's not. Nothing is. But if we're not going to subsidize health care, we shouldn't subsidize anything. We shouldn't subsidize Section 8. We shouldn't subsidize food. We shouldn't do anything because if health care isn't a priority to subsidize, none of the other things are either.
All right. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
One thing to stress, right? Because I argue the opposite. What the problem is people think I'm on the side that I'm arguing, right? And I switch back and forth. So with that being said, we need to recognize that all the things that she mentioned, those are not rights. You don't have a right to live in a house. You don't have a right to own a house. You don't have a right to have health care. These are all businesses that other people make money off of by selling and renting to you. There's a profit motive involved, and if we can figure out a way to take away the profit motive, and that doesn't mean the government paying for it, because as you can see, when the government pays for something, 9 times out of 9, they mess it up. So something needs to give. Single payer won't work either. Or will it? I don't know. There needs to be something on the table that everybody can look at. The insurance system as we have it today, be it for your house, be it for your car, be it for your health, be it for anything, doesn't work. The only people that get rich are insurance companies. The only people that get rich are the people at the top of the insurance company. The only people that get rich are the medical doctors and the agents they pay. That's a problem because they operate from a government motive. And people need to understand that. Stop putting all your eggs in the government's basket, because what's going to happen is the government is then going to decide not that you get health care, but how much. And then all of a sudden, when they decide that your quality of life, well, I don't know, your quality of life, you're kind of old, so I don't think we need to replace your knee. We'll give you a cane. Even if we pay for it, you may not live long enough for it to really matter, so we're not going to give it to you. Because that's what some countries do. We forget about that. We want to argue Democrat, Republican, Obama, Mitt Romney, Bush, Trump, Clinton, and none of that matters because the same companies are giving money to both parties to ensure the premiums go to them. And that's what we forget. And that's what we miss. Somebody's getting paid, and it ain't us. What does that mean? That means that those rich people are getting rich. And I don't mean they're rich like, anyway. Let me go to my, Miles said, Dr. King, question for you. Should we trust corporations since the government cannot be trusted? Corporations are what? Regulated. Or we need to come up with a whole new system. But what we can't, But what we can't do is sit here and act like the government's going to help us. Because if the government was going to help us, we'd have been helped already. If the government was going to help us, they would have fixed it when they put it in and made it what it should have been, even though it was limited. Because like Earl said the other day, they didn't have the 60 votes. The Democrats didn't have the 60 votes, just like Republicans don't have the 60 votes to lock it in and make it veto-proof. Got that. But what you created was trash. And it only helped some people. So it's affordable care and health care today. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about at the Truth Summit. We're going to stay away from politics. We're going to stay away from all the nonsense with Republicans and Democrats. And we're going to look at how black people can save themselves based on what they eat, how they get checked. There are a lot of things you can do for free and a lot of places you can go for free. We're going to talk about that. Because those are the things and the information we need. If you ate right, you wouldn't have to worry about half the things that you worry about. You wouldn't be morbidly obese. You wouldn't have diabetes, all those things. But it's conscious choices we make in some cases, and in other cases, we're born into it. You can't help a person with type 1 diabetes. They were born with it. We got that. But at some point, something's got to work. Something's got to be humane. Young Money said, false telling people you can cure their incurable diseases by drinking rainwater. Does nothing for the people. Where the heck did that come from? Anyway, 833-212-10. Hang on, let me get my cursor over there. 17 is the number.
Number 5.
So from CBS 58, We Energy's water. See, y'all got me thinking about water. I just mentioned water. The winter moratorium is now in effect. It started November 1st. So the annual winter moratorium from We Energies is now in effect. That means that companies prohibited from disconnecting service to people who might miss a heating payment. The moratorium started Saturday, November 1st, and is in effect till April 2026. So if you're having trouble paying your bill, We Energies offers customer payment plans, budget billing, and energy assistance. So if you go to CBS 58, they have a thing that says, for more information, click here and check it out. And that way you can see if you can get some help.
Number 4.
Again, from WISN.com, health insurance under the Affordable Care Act marketplaces opened on last Saturday, and costs are expected to significantly rise for many. So if you get affordable care, give me a call. Let me know what your premium went up. I don't necessarily want to know how much, but, did it go up substantially? Did it go up, 50%, 100%, stuff like that. ACA has been at the core of the government shutdown, which is entering its second month with expanded tax credits set to expire at the end of the year. And if you think the premiums are bad now, wait till January 1st, 2026.
Number 3.
Also from WISN, beware today. They started the closures. They started doing a little stuff last week. And a little thing last week. And now, So I was coming to the station. They're also doing construction around the city. So I was going down Fond du Lac, and I got to 35th Street, and it said street closed. I'm like, okay. So I did what everybody did. I'm right there. I'm on Fond du Lac. I made a right turn and went on 35th Street. Literally, that's all I did. I just turned, and then I was still stuck in traffic. So I got all the way down to about, can't remember the street north of Locust. I know south of Locust is Hadley. So I just went down that street, thought I was going to be slick, right? I'll go down 34th Street, construction. I'll go down 33rd Street, barrels. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I ended up having to go all the way around the park and over to Sherman and then go all the way south to Lloyd and go. So it started today, the East-West project. So from 16th to 70th is going to be a nightmare, absolute nightmare. And I don't know what to do about it. So beginning this morning, 30-day closure of Wisconsin 175 southbound exit ramp to Miller Parkway. So if you're coming, I guess it don't matter. If you're going south, you can't get on. Interesting. So I guess both ways. If you're headed east or west on I-94, if you want to go south on Miller Parkway, you can't. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., long-term closure 68th Street entrance ramp to I-94 eastbound. So if you're going north on 68th, you can't hang a right and get on. Long-term closure at I-94 eastbound, exit ramp to Hawley Road, and permanent closure, Hawley Road entrance ramp to I-94 East. So where would I go? Because I can't get on Hawley. Where would I go? Can you imagine all those cars that's going to be in your neighborhood? Beeping horns. It's not going to be fun.
Number 2.
From blacknews.com. So get this. A cafe worker, black female, won a settlement after white teachers. What do you think the white teachers complained about her? Her voice. They said she had a black voice. Vanessa Bowie Middleton, an African-American cafeteria worker at Washoe County, Nevada, received a settlement of $60,000 from her local school district after claiming white teachers complained about her, you ready? Black voice, leading her to be stripped of key job duties. Bowie Middleton, 60, had worked for the district since 2019, served as kitchen manager at Bohack School Elementary in January 2022. She said the school principal, Heidi Gravius, told her she could no longer discipline students because some white teachers did not like the way she spoke. Which makes no sense. That same day, the principal banned her from using the PA system, which she often used to ask students to quiet down or clean up. According to her lawsuit, Gravius told a local NAACP leader that white teachers did not want to hear a black voice telling children what to do. What? So in other words, I guess a white cafeteria worker could tell the kids to sit down, but she can't. Telling people what to do? Well, I don't know. Black folks spend a lot of time telling black people what to do. Maybe Mandela Barnes will listen to, I don't know, Nancy Reagan.
Number 1.
From JS Online. So Mandela Barnes hasn't launched a campaign for governor yet, but he's getting pushback from some in his own party to the idea. Barnes, a former lieutenant governor and U.S. Senate candidate, is seriously considering a gubernatorial bid. We talked about this a few weeks ago, and has started to assemble a team as he mulls the idea. With one statewide win and high-profile U.S. Senate campaign behind him, Barnes would enter the race as a formidable frontrunner. Who wrote this? Poised to edge out a slate of candidates, Democratic candidates who have little name ID statewide and only a sliver of fundraising work Barnes has established over the last decade. Now, this sounds like a person that wrote this who supports Mandela Barnes. But Barnes is receiving some pleas, private and public, to rethink his plan to enter the race. Those working with him question the motivation behind those efforts, suggesting he may be driven by fears of their own candidate losing to Barnes in the primary. Mandela had his opportunity. He didn't close, and that means it's time for a new chapter. That's what I read from the Milwaukee Courier newspaper, which endorsed Barnes against Republican U.S. Senator Ron Johnson in 2022. But what they said is that we need a candidate who can unite this state and win, and Mandela Barnes has already shown us he can't. The editorial referenced Barnes' nearly 50,000 vote gap between his final tally against Johnson and Democratic Governor Tony Evers' re-election victory result by more than 90,000 votes, and he was on the same ballot. Listen to what I'm saying. You got 2 Democrats running, one for governor, one for lieutenant governor. Usually they're within about, a good percentage point where you're going, hey, that's pretty good. No, 90,000 people voted for Evers and refused to vote for Barnes. What does that tell you? That tells you should listen to Nancy Reagan. Just say no.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I love the Marquette community. I think, it to me resembles a family of some sort.
You are coming to a place that is not only going to give you a great education, but I think it's going to make you a very well-rounded individual.
Especially because of the size, you can definitely find your people. I came in and it was open arms. While you're here, we're going to try to make you feel that same love and make this place home. We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
We are Marquette.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can help open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th, in person December 10th and 11th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're in construction, looking for contracts, or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And yes, y'all, this one goes out to all the homeboys from the old school, taking you way, way back when we used to rhyme like this. Check it out. Ain't nothing but a party, everybody come along. Keep your body moving while I'm...
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me go to the talking text line and the chat because I don't want to get hollered. Sherry said, why can't the government just print more money? Are they able to do that? No, they're not. So the more money you have, the less the dollar bill is worth, and then it would dilute the worth of the bill. Everything that we invest in would then become cheaper in terms of not necessarily cost, but how much it's worth. Your house would become worth. Like if you bought a house and your house is $200,000 and you diluted the bill, the dollar 50%, which is pretty steep. You dilute the dollar 50%, you would need like $400,000 in order to buy a house. That would just create. And my math may be wrong, but just the concept of it would cost too much. Canada is somewhere between 14 and 18% more. I'm sorry, less than our dollar. So I can take American dollars, and for every dollar, this is just roughly, for every dollar I have in Canada, I can buy $1.18 worth of stuff. I can buy 18% more. The more money you print, the less your dollar's worth. And there's arbitrage that goes with that, and transferring dollars to different denominations and different types of dollars and yen and all sorts of things that by the time you work your way around, that's how people make money in the market. That's a really basic and pedestrian way to explain it. But the bottom line is, if you print more money, it'll pretty much crash the economy. So There you go. It's dark at 5:20. Last week, it was dark at 6:45. Salute daylight savings time. I hate it.
Damn.
I hate it. I do not like daylight savings time. I don't like it at all. Young Money say it's like 17 candidates for governor. Yeah, it is. Yep. But you know what I say that is? I say that's a byproduct of not having a farm system to bring people through and work them up to where they run. That's having a Democratic Party in Wisconsin that kind of lets people do what they do. Well, we'll wait till it shakes out, and then whoever the last person standing, then we'll support them. Well, why don't you do that ahead of time so you have a powerful enough candidate to make it through? But I don't know. I'm sorry, this ain't Chicago. They don't vote early, nor do they vote often, as a matter of fact. Miles said, how come this only affects things are for the people, yet the Department of Defense seems to not have a problem with asking for their checks for war-related purchases? Because they do it ahead of time. They have a lot of research and development that they do. So I know what I want to be doing 5 years from now. I know what's in the pipeline. And if you really think about it, some have priority over others. Defense has priority. Because if you can't defend yourself, it don't matter how pretty your city look, right? But I get what you're saying. What happened with the person? I don't know. Dr. Ken, do you think we need to keep investing in the Department of Defense and start war with Nigeria? Glad you said that. Yes, we need to keep, again, I think we need to invest in the Department of Defense. Some people say we don't, but then, like when people fight you, what are you going to do? Pull out a toothpick and defend yourself? That's one. And number two, when we come back, I'm going to be talking about Nigeria and whether or not the United States government should be supporting and going to Nigeria. We shall see. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic Final Check, here's Debbie Lazaga.
We've got delays for sure. Southbound 41 backing up from Blue Mound Road through the Zoo interchange all the way down to Oklahoma Avenue where there is an accident with the left lane blocked. So heads up with that. We've also got an issue on 175 southbound right at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We've got the left lane blocked with a crash there. Another accident on 4394 southbound at Beecher. That is off on the left shoulder. But we still have backup stretching all the way back to Capitol Drive. And then on southbound 41, backing up as usual past the Good Hope Road area, and then south of Appleton Avenue all the way down towards the Capitol Drive area. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Your big night deserves more than just music. Prom, homecoming, graduation, weddings, corporate gatherings. Every occasion deserves a soundtrack that elevates the moment. I'm Kyrie, DJ Ree Maniac Brooks, community leader and your dedicated DJ. From the very first consultation to the last track, I'll make sure every detail aligns with your vision. For more information about how you can make your event unforgettable, visit www.djreemaniac.com. That's www.djreemaniac.com. Make your event an experience with DJ Ree Maniac.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Kyle Wallace with his truth.
Truth Nation, I guess I've officially graduated from big bro to unk status, at least according to my little cousin. That's what he said. Now, at first I pushed back a little bit, and I was offended by the assertion that I was old enough to be unk. But after a little thought, y'all, I actually embraced the label of being Unc and the responsibility which comes with being quote-unquote Unc. See, as Unc, I think it's my duty to look out for and support the youth and young cats coming up after me. Embrace the role as being a mentor and role model and aim to protect our kids at all costs. With the news cycle always seemingly being negative towards the youth, we need to take it back upon ourselves to change the narrative and uplift our youth. Our kids are so much more than fights, stolen cars, Kia boys, or acting a fool in public. We can't allow a small population of children to depict who our kids really are in the city of Milwaukee. You have to resist the urge to want to bash our kids and be so quick to pass judgment or disparage the youth. And we gotta stop acting as if we were not once in their shoes, making poor decisions, having regrets. I know we have all been there. Now, regardless of how funny it may sound to say YN, don't label our kids that. That is far from a term of endearment, and we have to remember you become what people call you. If someone calls you dumb over and over and over again, you may start believing that you are dumb, and you may start having self-doubt in oneself. Don't put that type of self-hating energy on our youth, Milwaukee. We need to call them YKs and YQs for young kings and young queens, even when they might frustrate you. Remember, they are still only kids. With the summer being here, there is no better time to encourage them to aspire to be great. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them positive affirmation until we get it through their minds on who they really are and what they can become. An unstoppable force of greatness.
Listen to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers lose their 3-game winning streak against the Carolina Panthers in Lambeau on Sunday. Quarterback Jordan Love on his interception late in the third quarter.
They were playing quarters to the side Christian was on, and we had a play dialed up. I wanted to try and throw one past him. The backside safety was playing crowd, and I didn't see him. He was able to push over. We didn't have anybody holding him backside, so he was able to push over and pretty much let the punt return. It's a bad decision.
The Packers lose 16-13. Now they face the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, on Monday Night Football next week. The Bucs are heading to Indiana as the rivalry continues with the Bucs and Pacers. That game begins tonight at 6 p.m. The Dodgers win the World Series in a fantastic Game 7 that went 11 innings. Now we wait until spring baseball for the Brewers' return. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, you asked about Nigeria. So, word on the street is that there are issues with Nigeria, and there are rumors that they were killing Christians. So, I don't know if you know, they just elected a Muslim president. And the word on the street, people are saying there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. There are other people who are testifying that they have been to Nigeria, have gone through cities, and they say roughly about 7,000 Christians have been killed or are missing in Nigeria. And so one of the things that is happening is that now people are starting to look at questions about should the U.S. have a role in killing Christians and saving them. I'm sorry, the killing of Christians and then saving them. And so FoxBaltimore.com says that on the ground of the African country of Nigeria, there have been an international spotlight following calls by President Donald Trump to Nigeria's government to do more to stop the persecution and killing of Christians there. Last week, the White House decided to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The State Department list of countries that are said to violate religious freedom. He suggested possible military action could be on the table. We don't know if that's going to happen, but they said over the last year, there have been horrifying stories, including the killing of more than 160 people, mostly Christians, in Yawata. Ryan Brown, CEO of Open Doors U.S., in an interview with the International Desk on Monday, said there are 200 believers that were killed in one evening. Homes were locked and set on fire as people tried to escape. They were shot or attacked with machetes. These are men, women, and children. Brown's organization tracks Christian persecution around the world and released a map for 2025 highlighting the highest levels of overall persecution of Christians around the globe. And while countries like North Korea, Somalia, and Yemen sit on the top of the list, Nigeria at number 7 also has its own troubling distinction. He said, in Nigeria in particular, more people have been killed because of their faith in Jesus over the last year than all other places in the globe combined. Many believers are killed, particularly men, while women are often kidnapped and targeted for sexual violence. More believers are killed for their faith in Nigeria than anywhere else in the world, and these militants are destroying homes, churches, and livelihoods. And throughout the country, complexities run deep. Nigeria is deeply split evenly between Christians and Muslims, both of whom have been targeted and killed in large numbers by violent terror groups like Boko Haram, as well as a branch of ISIS and a group of Fulani herdsmen. Many of them have been forced off their land because of climate change, with several reports of them driving Christian farmers off theirs using violence. Escalating tensions are prompting some Nigerian leaders to urge the world leaders not to simplify the situation. In an interview with CNN, World Trade Organization Chief Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala cautioned the situation is very difficult. It needs careful thought. It has religious issues involved in it. It has resources issues involved in it. It has different complexities. In addition to military action, Trump also threatened to withhold aid to the country. From what I understand, the U.S. government has given, I don't know if it was $1 billion or $8 billion. I get them mixed up with Venezuela, but needless to say, they've given at least $1 billion to Nigeria. And so some critics argue the president is singling out Nigeria in particular because its government's vocal support for Palestinians in Gaza during this year's United Nations General Assembly meeting. So what should we do? 833-212-1017. What should we do? What should we do? We're not talking about the Sudan. We're talking about Nigeria today. If you want to talk about the Sudan, we'll call tomorrow. Okay. But what should we do? What should we do? And we can't compare apples and oranges because different countries have different complexities, have different issues and structures, and what works in one place may not necessarily work in another. And because he only cares about them because they're Christian, and I don't know if that means he does or does not care about them because they're African, but I'm at a toss-up. I mean, we got issues right here in America. Let's fix those here first. So when it comes down to, well, that's your opinion, Young Money, and that's nice, but I can actually say what I want to say, and instead of telling me to stop it, you should just say, okay, or you disagree, or you think something else. But part of the black community's issue is that we're a monolith, and we get blocked into that, and then we vote into that, and then we're left with nothing. And then we're dismissed as one block. So think about what you say. Think about how you want everybody to be in lockstep as if that's going to fix something, but it'll only work for so long. We have to find other avenues and other ways to make change. That's all I'm saying. Is that okay? I guess let me check. 833-212-1017 is the number. Again, going back to it, I still want you all to sign up for the Truth Summit. 1017truthsummit.com. We're going to have a great time. We got some room to sign up. We got about 12 more days. So come on in and make sure you do it. All right. It's the big week for Marquette University during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. During this week, we will highlight the many full tuition scholarships available at Marquette University and what they offer and how they're geared to attract students from right here in Milwaukee and how they aim to keep college affordable. Visit marquette.edu, that's marquette.edu, to apply and to find more information on all the scholarships that they have to offer. Your scholar. And if you're the scholar, that means you.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Panthers basketball is back. On Monday night, the Milwaukee Panthers welcome in the Hampton University Pirates to UWM Arena.
Saves with 2, Stillwell with 1. Baseline leaner is good. They used every ounce of the shot clock, and Jermichael Stillwell finished it off inside.
Scott Warris has the coverage Saturday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th and in person December 10th and 11th at Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're a construction company looking for contracts or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register today at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Hey Milwaukee, are you ready to make your neighborhood shine? Join 1MKE's Neighborhood Task Force, where neighbors come together to build stronger, more connected communities in Washington Park, Washington Heights, Clark Square, and Walker's Point. Come share a meal and share your ideas and share your voice. This is your chance to shape the future of your neighborhood. Don't miss out. RSVP today on Eventbrite. Search 1MKE Neighborhood Task Force and join the movement to make Milwaukee stronger together. 1MKE, one voice, one community, one future.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Miles said, I think we should stay out of it and let Nigeria deal with it there. Have always had religious differences in the country. Are you saying that because you don't like Donald Trump? Or are you saying that because you should let Nigerians kill other Nigerians? I don't know. Because I would do the same thing if Christians were killing Muslims. I'd be like, hey, time out. Y'all can't do that. Stop that. So I'm just saying. You say you can. Young Money said, just like you can say what you want to say, I can say you're wrong. No, you can't. It's my show. No, you can't. Oh, I appreciate it, Young Money. He said, I can call you whatever for having it. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. I don't care. You can't. No. That one guy said, I still can't afford health insurance and we have money for Nigeria. Well, that's a different pot. So one thing you need to understand is this is how the government works. Social Security takes up of the federal budget for fiscal year 2024, 22 to 24%, Medicare 13 to 14%, defense was 13%, and the Affordable Care Act, what they're subsidizing was around 2%. So all the people that think, oh, we're paying all this money for defense, you're not looking at the whole budget and looking at the big picture. It is significant. So when you say we can send money here and money there, that money comes out of a pot. So for whatever, helping foreign government and helping foreign, we just have a pot. And when the pot run out, we're out. Then if they want to appropriate money, if they want to say, yes, we'll use money and we'll say the government's going to take money from here to pay there, then they can do that. But in the end, no, the pot hasn't run out. I never said it ran out. What you talking about? They said it's nothing to do with the president, Dr. Ken. If the government actually cares, why not do the same thing we did with South African farmers? I don't know. You mean bring them here? Come on. Bring them here? Like to America? Come on, dude. Listen. Okay, you kind of stretching it. You think they're going to bring black Christians from Nigeria here? That's so funny. That's a joke. No, I'm in total agreement with you. They're not going to bring them. In other words, they'll do what most people do. They'll take all, when you have a problem and I want to deal with you, I just give you money. Oh, no. You need a job, you need help. I'll just give you SNAP. I'll give you Social Security. I'll give you whatever you need to do if you just leave me alone and go away so I can pretend like, I don't see you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe's show rebroadcast is going to be coming up for about an hour. Then we got Milwaukee Panther basketball starting at 7 with Scott Warriors. Make sure you stick around. They'll be playing Hampton. HBCU, baby. So make sure you stick around for that. Hey, thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you folks on the YouTube chat, talking text line, callers, G and Millicent, who hollered at me. And I'm just kidding. It was great talking to you. Hey, God bless. Take care. Don't work too hard. I'm out.
Be quiet.